Hi there, and welcome aboard. These ring lights, I've had this ring light for about a year now. These ring lights are probably not designed for people like me because I've got glasses. I wear reading glasses a lot. I didn't used to, and they're only reading glasses. They're not spectacles, as I've said a few times before. But actually, having a ring light, yeah, having a ring light and having specs on or glasses is probably a good thing because they show even better up in these things. But anyway, I'm going to bring you some chess exercises and I'm going to keep bleating on about how good chess exercises are for your game of chess. They are just spectacular. Sorry, I almost said spectacles again. And please do forgive me when I start rambling because I like rambling. But I think if I was someone out there, I would go, look, I'm here to look at chess. I'm not here to. Anyway, I've just noticed Logitech which my camera is a Logitech. What is it now? What's it called now? Logitech. Yeah. Anyway, has CH at the end of it. Chess. So anyway, or Christchurch, or Christianity. So anyway, I'm going to bring you some. Puzzles right now, and I'm going to get off the screen, and then I'm going to maybe point the camera somewhere else. I hope you enjoy this ensemble of positions that I bring you, and I hope that you can go through them with me and keep up with me, or not get too upset if I'm too slow for you in that regard of solving them, because I've seen some people solving them and I haven't got a chance to match their quick-wittedness at the chessboard. Okay, so anyway, hope you enjoy this ensemble, and thank you very much for tuning in. And just realise that my kitchen housework behind the scenes is the lighting and the studio, which I love so much. I've just had my wall painted behind me in chroma key green, and so here, without further ado, we're going to, a couple of weeks ago actually. Without further ado, I now get into some chess for you. Hope you enjoy this. This is pre-recorded, and I bid you all the best on this day, and I hope you enjoy this set of chess problems and puzzles that I bring you, and I hope I don't muck any of them up. And apologies for missing knight f5 yesterday and the chess video I brought. I missed knight f5, and queen can only go to h5, knight g3 check is the royal fork again. I missed it even when I was processing it. More housekeeping. You may hear in the background some noises that's from outside in the greater environs. And this problem here that you see in front of you is and has two ways for black to go here, both leading to the same result. So I don't think there's any actual real answer to the black's second move. The first move is, of course, queen f1, and we can play rook d1 checkmate or rook c1 checkmate. It doesn't make any difference, but in this case we'll do rook d1 and we'll go to the next puzzle, which is what I just said to do. Here is this is the start of the puzzles. Here we have a clear taking of the queen, the queen's bishop, yep. And then knight takes queen, thereby winning a piece, securing a piece for the later part of this endgame. Here is what is happening here. Where are we going to go with this one? Check. Do we play e4? Or is it, yeah, e4? Do I play e4 here? I hope I don't get it wrong. I think I play e4 here for black. And then this threatens, of course, the bishop capture, and also this runaway pawn to get away from here. And if the bishop takes the bishop, then hg3 is decisive. The king cannot capture. So I might be wrong. I know I'm not. And then now I believe we can just march this pawn. And that's the end of that. I was lucky, sort of, whatever the word is. Knight g4. And now we have a clear fork here. A clear fork with first capture of check with check. We have queen g4, check, and knight f6, and knight g4, not knight g8, as I might like to try with the computer here and there, only to get the wee sting to say wrong, and now you've got a mark against your name, David. Knight f3 is clearly, we cannot capture this with the g-pawn, so we capture this with the queen, yep, and after rook takes queen on f3, we have knight g5 where we secure a piece again. Here is a clear way to win here. White checkmates in 2 moves, and how white checkmates in two moves by force is the following, okay? Rook h6 and queen h7 checkmate, or rook h7 checkmate. But we'll just keep it like the way that it looks like it would have been done in the game. Here we have a rook that's defended once, okay? So that's the clue. And so the move is here, easy to see. I hope you saw it with me, is queen d4 check and rook d1 and queen d1, winning a rook. And the king can hop on to h7 and hide behind the queen checks. So the queen can't get the black king. Here we have a case of this bishop is defending the queen, but the only thing that's defending the queen is the knight on c1. So now we lift the defender, and now instead of, if we play now bishop takes queen, we will result in not solving this puzzle correctly. We now play rook f1 check, which helps, and bishop takes queen. This one is runaway pawn, I think. I don't see anything more fought than this, and queen. If I do a knight, then the computer's going to have a, it's going to be check, but it's going to be silly. But I sort of like to do those sorts of things. But it's probably not advised. Now we have checkmate in 2 moves. So I hope you can see it. They are revolutionary, as Nimzowitsch would say. And they are, of course, rook h7, and the king's got no square after queen h4 check. Mate. Here, again, the queen is defended by the knight on f3, of course. So, first of all, can we capture this here? Of course, because then, guess what? We're going to be a piece up. So we're going to just capture this, and that forces queen d8, really, and rook d8, end of that puzzle. Here we have a weakness on e7. Once the queen is captured on d8, rook e8 takes e7. Then we've got a weakness on e7 with check and the fork of winning this bishop on f5. I know, it's pretty sad, isn't it, that I see these things like this. And so next we have a discovery check, which wins the queen, and so that is, of course, knight, check, and queen takes queen. There was nothing else for black to play than a king move or capture the knight. As it was a knight check, so either capture or move away, and the black king moved away, and then it was just queen takes queen. Hope you can still visualize it, because it's very good to do. Now we reach a position that is a little bit more difficult. A little bit more time might need to be spent on this. But maybe it's not. Maybe it isn't. I think my first move for white would be rook d3 check. And then upon king e7 we have rook d5. And this pawn will eventually be a very strong runaway passed pawn. Because we capture the c5 pawn of blacks. So, and this is a pretty major, excuse me, I've got to do something with my microphone because I'm speaking quite closely to it. Bit of housekeeping there. This is quite a strong open file, isn't it? This is quite a strong open file, the d file. So I think that would be the initial move, and rook to d5. So if king c6, rook to d5. And there, where does the king go to protect the pawn? Goes king b6. And then we can just go rook d7, and it's pretty well over. So I'm going to take the plunge. I'm going to plunge in here. So I'm going to play rook d3 check. Oh yes, we're right. And rook d5. And now we're going to play rook c5. So that worked. If black had gone king b6, then I think that rook d6, or actually rook d7, I think. And this is just attacking this pawn here. So this is probably the best move would be not rook c7, as rook c7, king c7, king c5 is pretty good. So rook g8 defending the pawn, and then we have this move where the king can actually hide on d5 after capture on c5 if the rook starts checking us. And this king can just infiltrate. Okay, next puzzle. Knight c5. So what do we have here? We have something that I think is possibly the right move, but it might not be. But I'm thinking of playing bishop to d2 check. But the only thing is that white could play king d1. Why is queen d2 no good? It's all right, but why is it no good? Because of rook f1 check, driving the king away from, but you can go king up. We could go rook takes rook then, or we could go queen takes queen check, king takes queen, and rook a1 being an exchange up. Or we can play rook f2 check, and how's that work? Yeah, rook f2. No, that doesn't work. What am I rambling about? Okay, so I think bishop d2 is the first move. And then, and if queen d2, then we have rook f1 check. And this is if the king takes the rook now, from here I mean. If the king now takes the rook, then we have queen takes queen, winning the queen, and threatening queen c3, picking up one of these two things. And if the king goes to e2 instead of taking the rook on f1, then we just have rook f2 check. And now the queen on d2 is going to get captured. So I'm going to take the plunge. I don't see anything else for black to try here. There's bishop d2. Now I'm going to play rook f1, and I was correct. Yay. As otherwise I'm incorrect, and that ain't too good. Here is a clear win of a piece, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. But this is the sort of thing in chess that I miss as black, is queen check, and queen takes my bishop. Oh no. So moving on, because if you get what I mean, I don't really want to hang around there too much. Here is a clear winner of the queen with bishop h2 check, even though it's for material, and rook d1, now threatening rook e1. So the situation is for white, they're going to lose this bishop here on g5, as if they try to play bishop f6, then white will be met with rook e1 first, check, and then queen takes or pawn takes bishop on f6. Here is a simple win of a rook. Oh yeah, rook. And so I didn't actually analyze that correctly. I'm going to just take this now and that. And so that's a win of a rook. Now, there is checkmate on a1. So I hope you can see it. It's knight c3 and bishop c3. And whereas black was threatening other than bishop takes queen, queen a1 checkmate. And here, just queen c3, behave yourself, David. Next is knight c5. So what is happening here? It's very simple to see, and I hope you see it simply as well. I really do hope so. Is knight a3 and knight takes queen. As the pawn was pinned, no good was knight c3 because queen c3 would occur. Here is, now I just have to wake up to see what is going on here first. There is probably bishop h6 check, and also we have maybe ideas of queen d6 check, but I think initially the first move is going to be bishop h6 check. King g8, king g8. Oh, that's looking. So I'm going to work on this a little bit first. I won't pause the video or anything like that. You get me raw, you get me real, you get what. And I might be not looking at something. I might actually be not looking at it. So I think bishop h6 check is the first move, and then we do have queen g6 check after king g8, because the bishop on d5 of whites prevents fg6. And then after king h8, only move really, is can we go bishop g7 check? I don't know. And rook g7 and rook h1 check. Or something. So we've also got the queen d6 check. But I don't think that's it. So I'm going to go bishop h6 check. Ah, you spoiled all my fun. What I want to look at is king g8. Oh, it won't let me. Okay, so we've got rook h6, and of course I'm going to go queen h6 check. So sorry about that, it didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out. Here we've got a position like I had just yesterday, where white is having the queen comparative to black's pieces. So we've just got clearly rook e1 and bishop e1, where it's still a good game for white still. White still got good sort of chances, but they were sort of a piece down really, even though they got the queen sort of thing. Now what's going on here? Okay, well, the king's very weak, isn't it, for this square here. So the first thing is to go here, because it's like the Grandmaster said the other day that I listened to. He said a piece is a piece, and so this way black's having to give up the piece, and what are they going to do next? Well, pawn takes, and white, it's not exactly completely decisive or something, is it? It's playable for black after pawn takes f6. So gf6, and it's very easy for black to play on here. Most players would. So it might have been just win the piece so that we don't lose. Instead, we're going to at least draw for white. Here's a clear win of a pawn fork, and pawn takes rook, and now we'll take the knight as well. That was added on as good balance, and bishop b4 relieves black of their knight e7. And I'll just check how long I've been already, and I don't want to make it too long. And yes, I did dream that last night. I had a dream. Are we going to take that? I think we will, and we'll just go here, I think. So if rook b8, we play queen c7, and we live to tell the tale. But I had a dream last night that petrol was 79 cents a litre. Boy, I wish that dream would come true. But, I mean, realistically, I know it's not going to happen. Not in a long way. So rook g3 has just been played on move 28 by black. So what is going on here? Now this is checkmate in 4 moves. 4 moves checkmate. So can you see checkmate? This is rather thematic. 4 moves to checkmate, and then I'm going to end this session because I think I've got them all right, Dad. Okay, so here we go. Are you ready for the sequence of moves? They are all checks, I think. We first have knight e7 check. 1. 2 check. 3 check. 4 checkmate.